Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Couts High School, the site for the PCC Boys Championship. We just got done with the Girls Championship. We apologize for any technical difficulties that we may have had. Morgan Township was winners in that over La Crosse by a score of 47-27. It was really a one-sided game. Kyle Holder led all scorers with 20 points for Morgan Township, so they reclaim the PCC Girls Trophy. Tonight, now we have Westville and Hebron High School there playing for the Boys PCC. Right now, Westville has the keg, which is the traveling trophy around Boys PCC action. Colin Thompson is my partner tonight. Colin, what are some things that you think? First, we'll start with Hebron, what they need to do in order to beat Westville here tonight.
Hebron needs to show that they are the more rested team. They only had a couple of hours extra rest playing in the 11 a.m. game instead of the 12 noon game, but they did have more rest. They need to show they're more rested. They also need to show that Cody Cruz can get back on the scoreboard. 23 points in the morning game. If he can do something like that again, he'll be good.
It's really going to come down to Chase Klozinski, the center for Westville, in order to stop Cody Cruz and stop Hebron's really potent offense. Colin, what are some things that Westville needs to do in order to beat Hebron?
They need to avoid fatigue on that other side. Again, under an hour less rest. They also need to get the Albers brothers going. They had 14 apiece in the first game, but when the team as a whole shows 53, you'd like to see even more out of the two most hyped players in this tournament as a whole.
Westville is the favorite right now. It's going to be definitely a good game. Westville has one of the most potent offenses, and their fans have really come out to support them, as I'm sure you can hear around me, as they're getting ready to announce these starting lineups for Westville. They just did Hebron's, and so now as Westville starts to get announced, really, what are some things that you're looking forward to about this game, Colin?
I'm looking forward to it as one of the biggest games in the area. Of course, it's a PCC championship. You get the golden ball. You get all the accolades that comes with that. You get to write down your name as the 94th PCC champions. Westville never won a title. This will be their first. This is a huge moment in their history.
And this is definitely the year for Westville to do it. This is perhaps one of the best teams that they have really ever had. The Albers brothers are the two to really watch for. Kate Albers, arguably the better of the two, but both of them can put points in a hurry. Starting lineups have already been announced, so we'll head it on down to the court for the action. Once again, my name's Peyton Ball alongside my partner, Colin Thompson. We'll give you the starters real quick. For Hebron, it's Peyton Doling, Jeff Artuso, Chad Patrick, Carson Roski, and Cody Cruz. For Westville, Tyrese Walker, Brandon Watkins, Caden, Nate Albers, and Chase Klozinski. It's Klozinski against Carson Roski for the tip. The tip is won by Hebron as Jeff Artuso, the point guard for this Hebron ball club, will bring the ball up the court. Hebron in their road red uniforms. These are the uniforms they wore this morning. After that pass, it hits off the knee of Chase Klozinski, but Hebron will retain possession. Carson Roski hands it off to Cody Cruz, swatted away by Tyrese Walker, and it'll be out of bounds. Westville will take possession. The officials for tonight, John Gross, Mike Wisnora, and also John Hirschberger. With Brandon Watkins with the ball on the near side. Far side. Tyrese Walker takes a three, no good. Chase Klozinski, he gets a bucket to go. His first 2 points of the ball game as Cody Cruz's shoe came off. He has to slip it back on, and he'll get back into the action.
Earlier that Hebron are wearing the red jerseys that they wore earlier in the day. That could actually play a part in their mental, I don't know what the best word for this would be, mental fatigue, whatever you might want to call it. If you have to wear the same jerseys twice, if you haven't washed them, sweat, dirty, mentally that can take a toll on you.
Or they can think it's good luck, so
or
it
they
can go
could,
both ways. Deep three from Chad Patrick on the near side, no good. And that's Nate Albers who brings in the rebound. Brandon Watkins and the ankle breaker. Far side, Cade Albers. His shot no good. Cody Cruz brings down a rebound. Peyton Doling didn't get much playing time earlier today. He did get the start though. He typically starts but doesn't get as many minutes as a typical starter does. As the ball tries to go down to Cody Cruz, the pass from Chad Patrick, but there's going to be a foul. It'll go against Chase Klozinski. That'll be his first foul, the team's first as well. As Cody Cruz is going to try his luck from deep, unable to get anything to go though.
You can't blame him for trying after that performance he had in the morning, 23 points. At this point, he has to feel like any type of shot he takes will be good.
Nate Albers takes a three. It's going to be blocked by Carson Roski. But Nate's going to take another one. Hits off the back iron, no good. Artuso comes up with the rebound.
Artuso will be at a heavy mismatch today, standing just 5'7". He is the shortest player on the court right now by a large margin, at least 4 inches to Tyrese Walker of Westville.
2-0. Score stands right now. Westville leads. Carson Roski, ball short corner, but he's going to travel with it first. Five minutes left to go in this first period of play. Cade Atkins, the star for this Westville squad, is going to go against the screen from Brandon Watkins. He almost lost the ball. And the pass from Tyrese Walker going to be stolen. Chad Patrick in transition. Good Euro step layup. It's going to be blocked by Brandon Watkins, and the ball will be knocked out of bounds, and the Blackhawks will get possession. Westville in their white home uniforms with orange lettering.
Of course, they were wearing black this morning because they were taking on the host team, Couts, who would have automatically been in white.
Brandon Watkins, he traveled with it. He faked the three and looked to drive, but he traveled with it first, as now Tyler Patrick will come into the ball game. He comes in for Peyton Doling. He'll take a seat on the bench. Westville now going to the 2-3 defensive zone that worked very well for them this morning. Jeff Artuso gives it to Tyler Patrick, a very good three-point shooter, Tyler Patrick is. Drive by Artuso, kick out to Tyler Patrick. His three rattles in, and it's good.
Tyler Patrick in the morning hitting 2 of those, and he gets off to a hot start here to get Hebron on the board with that three-pointer.
Tyler Patrick hits a three, and Chase Klozinski tried to answer that three, but it does not go in. Cody Cruz comes up with the rebound. 3-2, Hebron, pardon me. Stuttered over my words a little bit. Hebron leads by 1. Three-pointer Artuso does not go in, although he's able to get up amongst the big men. And Carson Roski comes up with the layup after the second chance opportunity.
Hebron so far is running roughly the same offense as Couts, spacing 3 shooters on the perimeter, putting 1 big man inside.
And now Tyrese Walker hits a deep three.
The only wrinkle we're seeing so far from the Hawks is that 5th player, another big man, is not just running end-to-end on the baseline. He has been holding in the middle like the other man.
A turnover now. Tyrese Walker comes up with it, but there's going to be a foul call. And we're going to see what the foul call is. As the officiating crew will get together. They're going to talk to the head coach of Westville, Nathan Rosinski. think they're saying inadvertent whistle. And I believe that's what I heard the official say, was inadvertent whistle.
Klozinski not happy about that, considering that his team was storming down for what they appeared to think was an easy basket. But when the whistle blows, and they will still keep the ball.
Jacob DeChantel checks into the ball game. Klozinski fakes the three, drives baseline, out to DeChantel. His three-pointer is good.
Jacob's got some extra motivation here. His brother, Josh, a freshman, was actually injured in warm-ups before the semifinal game. Came in, he is sitting on the bench in street clothes on crutches. Definitely some motivation for him, Jacob, to win one for his brother.
Jeff Artuso, ball top of the key, and then gives it across to Chad Patrick. Down low now, the ball is bobbled a little bit. And the shot layup no good. Second chance point though, Carson Roski up and good. Eight to 7, Westville leads by 1. As Watkins looks to drive, he's going to toss it out to Tyrese Walker. His three-pointer off the back iron, no good. They're going to call a foul against Westville. I believe that's going to be against DeChantel. And it will, in fact, be against DeChantel. This is his first foul, the team's second. Hebron, no fouls yet so far. As Jacob Everett comes into the ball game for Hebron. Patrick fakes the three. Good triangle offense here from Hebron. And the offensive rebound, a long rebound, is going to fall in the hands of Artuso. And Cruz gets the and one. Foul call will go against Klozinski. That's already his second foul, the team's third. As Logan Ryan's going to come into the ball game, and Carson Roski will take a seat on the bench.
That was quite possibly the best offensive possession run today against Westville. Beautiful ball movement from Hebron, an offensive rebound, and in the end, a three-point play.
As now Alex Schmidt will come into the ball game. He has a fresh new haircut.
He actually did not have that haircut in the morning when he played just a couple of minutes at the end of the game against South Central, and he's since gotten it in time for this 8 p.m. tip.
I believe that is a spade on the left side of his head that is shaved into it, and then also an S. It kind of looks like the Superman S.
Might very well be the Superman S, or S for Schmidt.
Either or, Superman Schmidt, and it's going to be a travel call against Cade Albers as he was driving and lost control.
He ran face into chest into Cody Cruz, but after you've traveled, they can't really call that as a foul. Obviously, Westville wanted it. He'd already taken 4 steps by that point.
Artuso and Everett and Patrick playing a little bit of pitch and catch around the horn. As they're just going to wait and take one shot. 10 seconds left on the clock, 10 to 8. Hebron leads. Artuso on the far side gives it to Tyler Patrick. He's going to have to chuck up a wild three, and he does so. And it's going to be saved and almost goes in. After Jacob Everett looked to hang in the air and put in a layup, but it won't count. As Chad Patrick comes to the scorer's table, and he's going to come into the ball game. 10 to 8. Hebron leads after 1 quarter of play.
So far, we have not seen any of the nerves that you might expect heading into such a big game like this. Both teams, they haven't been awful. They've been getting good looks. They've been moving the ball well. It's just something. The final finishing touch is not there for both of these teams. Of course, Hebron, they got those 4 points from Carson Rescue. They got a 3 from Tyler Patrick, while Jacob DeChantel and Tyrese Walker hit 3s for Westville. But a big issue again for the Blackhawks. The Albers brothers both yet to score after they combined for 28 in the semi.
It is a packed house here at Couts High School. This gym seats just over 2,000 people, and I would say that it has definitely reached that capacity. It may even be more than that. With some people standing along the balcony.
About the only empty seats in here are the first row of the student sections, where students have not been allowed to stand on the floor because of issues with players running off the court and falling into them. Other than that, every other seat in this house is full.
Watkins goes against the screen as Tyrese Walker's going to take a three off the iron, no good.
Walker knew as soon as he shot that one, that was off. As soon as that ball left his hand, he was already running to try to rebound it.
Shot by Cody Cruz does not go, and it'll go out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of Westville.
The two Westville players there were actually letting that ball bounce out. Nate Albers and Brandon Watkins let it bounce, assuming they would get it. Instead, it stays with Hebron.
.7:30 left in this second quarter. 10-8, Hebron still leads by 2. Very low scoring ball game.
Neither team seems willing to make a dangerous pass. They don't want to make mistakes. Obviously, something big, a dunk, turnover could turn this game. They're playing very safe so far.
Chad Patrick's three-pointer. He nails the three.
His first points of the night, he joins his brother Tyler in hitting three-pointers, as it's now a 5-point lead, the largest deficit of the game for Westville.
And it looks like there's going to be a blocking foul called against Cody Cruz. It'll be the first foul against Hebron tonight. And also Cody Cruz's first. Watkins looks to drive with the right hand on the near side. Nate Albers fakes the three and gives it to Watkins. He's going to drive his left hand far side. And unable to get anything to go. As Carson Roski and Peyton Doling will come to the scorer's table, and they'll check in at the next opportunity. Now there's going to be a travel call against Cody Cruz. So Tyler Patrick will take a seat on the bench along with Cody Cruz.
We've seen quite a few times that hop step get called. You can't take the hop step and then take your 2 steps. Many players have done that. They changed the rules this year. We saw that for Hebron in their game earlier today, and we're seeing it again here for them.
Albers drives baseline, and it bounces off of Schmidt's foot and rolls out of bounds. .5:56 left to go in the second. 13-8, Hebron leads.
And again, Hebron doing a very good job of moving the ball.
And they're going to call an offensive foul against Logan Ryan.
Annoyance there for Hebron. It did appear, though, that Alex Smith was just standing in place when Ryan ran into him. That's obviously a contentious call, but that one at least appeared to be relatively easy for our officials.
Cade Albers looks to drive, but they're going to call a carry against him. That's the second time he's been called for a carry today. He was called for one in their ball game earlier. Jeff Artuso will come into the ball game as Jacob Everett will take a seat on the bench.
Everett looks annoyed with himself. I don't know what much more he could have done. His team's up by 5. They've pushed the lead even further since he come in. Both teams, it seems, starting to get a bit annoyed with themselves, not with each other, but with themselves. Westville also having some issues with that.
Chantel comes into the ball game. Tyrese Walker will take a seat on the bench. Drive by Roski and a dish to Doling. Doling shot's good.
That is his first points of the night as well.
Shot no good. Cade Alberts will have the offensive rebound. He'll get the layup to go. And one. Foul call will go against Jeff Artuzo.
The Hebron students are today with a very interesting way to throw off the opposing free throw shooters. They have a plastic Santa that is currently in the front row of their student section and is currently being banged on to create even more noise.
Cade Albers free throw, bounces off the back iron, no good. Tipped out by Nate Albers, but it's going to be Hebron in transition. Cody Cruz on the middle, turning layup up and good. Cody Cruz with 5 points tonight.
Again, in the first half of the morning, he had 4 points, picked up 19 in the second half. He's already eclipsed that up to 5 here in the first half in the final.
The ball will be tipped, and they're going to say Hebron basketball. As Nathan Rosinski will take a timeout. The head coach for Westville. Colin, what are some things you've taken away from this ball game early on?
Westville is trying to play the same style of basketball that got them a win against South Central. A lot of deep threes, not much pounding the ball inside, but they got hot in that game against the Satellites, hit their shots, hit their free throws down the end, and got a couple of easy transition baskets as well. Hebron's not allowing them to do that, and they're not hitting those three-pointers, which is allowing Hebron to set up a defense, allowing them to play more effectively on the perimeter. The Albers brothers have all of 2 points. That was a bucket inside for Cade. That Westville just has not been effective enough on offense. The defense has been strong enough. It's 17 points with 4:28 to go in the second quarter. You'll take that, especially with Cody Cruz, just 5 in the first half. But their offense is struggling. They've got to find better looks than these deep threes.
So on the floor for Westville will be Watkins, DeChantel, the Albers brothers, and also Alex Schmidt. For Hebron, it will be Doling, Cruz, Roski, Chad Patrick, and Jeff Artuzo.
It is also interesting how much playing time Alex Schmidt is getting here early. He only played, I believe, 5 minutes against South Central, all coming in the fourth quarter of that game, and he's been playing since early in the second in the final.
Westville sticking with the 2-3 zone, a very aggressive zone defense. Drive by Chad Patrick, he'll come up with nothing. And Cody Cruz in the middle, good bounce pass to Carson Roski. His layup up and good, and one. Very good shot by Carson Roski. The foul will go against Alex Schmidt, and he'll come out of the ball game. Chase Klozinski will come back in. He has 2 fouls.
It's dangerous to play Klozinski, but he and Schmidt are the 2 big men, and with Schmidt apparently, according to Coach Klozinski, not effective enough, you've got to bring him out for a man 2.
Free throw missed. 19-10, Hebron leads. Cade Albers with the ball.
And again, Hebron's got to find something on a drive inside, a drive and kick, not a drive and dribble it right back out.
Brandon Watkins for 3, off the backboard and then off the iron, no good. But Cade Albers comes up with the offensive rebound after it's bounced around a little bit.
And we'll pull it right back out. I'd look for some kind of play for Nate Albers, who has been entirely uninvolved so far.
Cade Albers will go up for the layup. There's going to be a foul and 1 for Cade Albers. Foul call will go against Carson Roski. This is first foul, the team's fourth. Both teams with 4 fouls.
Albers did get up a bit gingerly from that one. You see him on his left leg, it appears to be hobbling a bit. Obviously won't impact him on a free throw, but it's on the defensive end that might have some issues.
The ball will stick with Westville. And Westville is going to take a timeout. Nathan Klozinski wants to talk things over with his ball club. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Tyrese Walker is going to come into the ball game. 19-12, Hebron leads by 7. 3:15 left to go in the first half. Colin, what are some things that Westville needs to do in order to take the lead in this ball game?
They've got, like I said just a couple minutes earlier, they've still got to find some better shots. Cade Albers on that drive, that is a good shot. That's an easy look compared to a 3. That's a good 15 feet closer. That was a good look for Cade Albers. He drove in, he came up hobbled, however, and he will be coming off still limping on that left leg. They've got to find more shots like that, driving to the basket. Or if you do try to shoot the 3, make it off of a driving kick, not off of a spot up with a man in your face.
Chantel with the ball near side near the Mustangs logo is going to drive, wild shot, and they're going to call a foul against Cody Cruz. That is Cruz's second foul, the team's 5th. Neither team in the bonus as of yet. 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. 19-12, Hebron leads. As the official end of the basket is telling something to the players, not entirely sure. Gave him a nice little talking to. DeChancelo's first free throw, up and good. And Logan Ryan will come in. And Cody Cruz will take a seat on the bench. Chantel's second free throw is up and good. 19-14, Westville trailing by 5.
And Hebron now is the team that's struggling, it seems, to get it inside. A lot of passing around the perimeter early in this possession.
Cade Albers comes to the scorer's table. A 3 by, Jacob Everett. His follows up, no good. And there's going to be a jump ball. It will stick with Hebron. Cade Albers will come in for Jacob DeChantel.
He's still walking a bit gingerly, but if he deems himself fit enough to play, I don't think Coach Klozinski is going to keep him out of there.
Artuso to inbound, gives it to Everett on the far side. Everett with the ball now after he has to jump for the pass.
Hebron might not just be dribbling the ball endlessly on top, but this is still time wasting in its highest quality.
And Logan Ryan gets the ball, but he is fouled. Foul call will go against Cade Albers. It's his first foul, the team's 5th, both teams with 5 fouls.
Hebron on that possession did not seem like they were actively looking to attack the basket. They were just endlessly passing that back and forth on top of the three-point line.
As everybody from Westville is looking for a travel, but there was no call as Everett gets a layup to go.
And just like that, we have a 7-point game. Westville had some momentum there, and Hebron is just crushed it with that heads-up play by Everett.
The drive by Albers, his layup up and good.
And Albers now up to 6 points on the night.
Artuso with the ball, gives it far side. Tyler Patrick. Blackhawks still in their 2-3 defensive zone. Roski now layup, no good. Knocked out of bounds, Westville basketball. .113 left to play in the second, 21-16, Hebron leads. Cade Albers a deep three-pointer, he cashes the three. Three-point bucket, Cade Albers, just like that, Westville's down by just 2 points, now under a minute to play, 21-19, Westville leads by 2, 45 seconds left in the first half.
And Hebron does appear as if now they will hold it for one final shot here. If they take one earlier, Westville could have a chance to come back and take one of their own. It'd be wise to try to hold down, get it down to 5-6 seconds, and take one last shot.
Down to 20 seconds now the clock. Now down to 10 seconds. Artuso gets a screen from Carson Roski. A three, Tyler Patrick. Back iron, no good. Ever was about to go up for a shot, but not before he was fouled by Nate Albers. Albers' first foul.
That's a smart foul from Nate Albers. If you let in this case, Jacob Everett, go up and try to take a shot, there's a good chance he'll make that. Instead now, they still make a shot.
So Everett gets the shot to go. Full court shot by Nate Albers. But the clock had expired before then. So heading into halftime, it'll be Hebron 23, Westville 19. We'll be back in a few minutes, but we'll leave you with a performance from the PCC All-Star Dance Team. We'll be back in a few.
Let's meet the All-Star Moms from La Crosse High School, Sammy Vance and Ashley Vernon. From Westville High School, Jessica Griffin and Emma Ray. From Morgan High School, Kelsey Riley and Kaylee Schmidt. From Boone Grove High School, Cheyenne Montalzo and Emily Walker. From South Central High School, Andrea Pataki and Kendra Goodwin. From Hebron High School, Aubrey Sohani and Jessica Silva. From Washington Township, Kara McIntosh Lewis and Kelsey Fleming. And from Coates High School, Elizabeth Palmer and Haley Gullen.
we welcome you back to Couts High School, the site for the boys PCC championship. It was the site for the entire tournament on the boys' side. The girls' side, most of the games up until the championship were at Boone Grove. My name is Peyton Ball alongside my partner, Colin Thompson. Colin, what are some things you took away from the first half? We'll start first with Westville, who are trailing by 4 points right now.
Well, I said it before, I'll say it again. Westville have got to find better shots. They were not doing a good job of getting the ball inside, too reliant on threes. In their first game against South Central, that worked. They hit quite a few of them, wound up scoring 53 points and won comfortably. This time around, they're not falling, and they've got to find something else other than that. Nate Albers yet to score. His brother Cade is leading the team, but they've got to find something outside of those three-point shots that they love but aren't falling right now.
And one thing that, in my opinion, that Cade needs to do, he's doing a really good job of being able to drive to the basket, but he needs to be able to look and drive and kick. And they can get some open threes, especially Nate Albers. He can really nail the three-pointer, as well as Tyrese Walker as well. So we'll see what they do. What about for Hebron? What do they need to do?
Hebron just got to keep doing what they're doing. They're doing a good job of getting the ball inside to their big men, and I think that's an important one for them. If they can keep pounding it with those big guys, those 6'5", they've got 3 6'5" players. If they can continue to do that, they will be very good in this game. They've also got to continue to stay out on defense, not allow those open three-point looks. If they can continue to not allow those, I think they'll have a good finish to this game.
Yeah, and those two guys, Carson Roski and Cody Cruz, they grew up together. They played basketball for really as long as I can personally remember. I remember playing against them early on in high school, and those are two guys who are very good. They know each other very well. They have really good chemistry between the two of them. Now we'll talk about the girls' game that happened just before this, where it was Morgan Township who beat La Crosse by a score of 47-27. It was Kyle Holder who really made the difference. And in the second quarter, when Morgan Township went on a 22-2 run, it was really the defining moment in the ball game. Colin, what are some things that you took away from that game? Let's start with Morgan Township.
Well, Kyle Holder needs to go D1 in basketball as well. Obviously, she's going D1 in volleyball. She has got to go D1 in basketball. 20 points, and with La Crosse only scoring 27, she nearly could single-handedly have won this game. She is one of the best players, if not the best girls basketball player in the area right now. An absolute superstar out there. And Morgan helped her out. They got other looks. They hit outside shots. They were just dominant in every phase of this game. They shut down Justine Charlesworth. Everything Morgan did went right for them in a dominating performance to take that title.
What do you think that you could take away from La Crosse's point of view?
From La Crosse, they're still positive. Justine Charlesworth still looked good, and you know that your team will continue to fight. They didn't give up even when they're down 25 points. That bodes well for sectionals. They're in one of their best seasons ever. Yes, they fall to 12-9. That's still a better year than most years they've been having. So I think for La Crosse, there's still a lot of good things to take away from them. They continued to fight. They continued to have a lot of effort. You got some time for those bench players as well, and they should have a lot of things to look at and say, hey, we didn't do well at, but we know we can do well at this, and looking ahead to the future, we should be able to do well in that.
Just a couple minutes away of starting the second half here. Right now the score's 23-19. Hebron leads. Colin, what are some things that you think Hebron did really well in the first half? Some things that maybe people may not quite notice, but something that stands out maybe to you personally.
Something I did like about Hebron's offense was that they were running the same, basically, the same thing that South Central did in the morning. They spaced 3 players around the perimeter and told them to just stay there, pass the ball back and forth. They put one big man in the paint and said, stay there, look for that paint opening. But then they also put a 5th player, and instead of what South Central did, telling him run the line, just run back and forth and wait for the ball, they instead said, hey, you can move, you can get out, you can sit down in the paint, get the ball as much as you can. And that 5th player did a very good job, I think, in getting the ball a lot more than South Central could, getting them even more open looks when you have 5 players in your offense instead of 4.
Yeah, and they started to show a little bit of the triangle offense made famous by Phil Jackson, and he was really the one who maybe made that famous and known for making it work really well. Colin, what are some things that you think stood out in particular from Westville's point of view?
There wasn't much that truly stood out. They did some things good, some things bad, and they didn't do one thing good or one thing bad the entire time. They've got to find something, getting the ball inside or hitting open threes that will get them as many points as possible, and focus on that.
Yeah, they do have really good three-point shooting. We're almost moments away now from starting the second half, as now there's about 10 seconds left on the clock, and we'll reset the lineup for you. For Hebron, it's Artuzo, also Chad Patrick, Peyton Doleen, Cody Cruz, and Carson Roski. For Westville, it is Cade Albers, maybe Nate Albers as well, Chase Klozinski, Brandon Watkins, and Tyrese Walker. Couldn't find Tyrese for a second. He was hiding over in the corner on the far side. His vision was obscured as now Cade Albers has the ball, gives it to Tyrese Walker, far side. Chase Klozinski drives, unable to get the layup to go, although Cade Albers gets the rebound on the far side. He has a wide open jumper. He's going to take it, no good. It'll be Hebron basketball.
Chase Klozinski actually made the first shot of the game today. Put Westville 2-0 up at the time. He has yet to score since then. Couple of chances for him, but nothing else has gone down. And, you know, as a big man, as the starting big man and the focus of the big men for Westville, he's got to get more opportunities.
Peyton Dolan near side. He's going to drive a wild layup, no good. As Brandon Watkins comes down with the defensive rebound, an in and out dribble from Watkins. Shot no good.
Brandon Watkins is another player for Westville that's having some issues. In the first game, 8 points. He has yet to score so far tonight.
Bad pass from Dolan as Tyrese Walker's right-handed layup on the left side of the basket up and good. He has 5 points tonight. 23-21. The Hawks of Hebron High School still lead. A packed house here at Couts High School, pardon me.
And the Hawks again will settle down into this ball movement, just rotating around the outside until they can find something in the middle.
Cody Cruz takes a layup up and good. He has 7 points tonight. He had 23 in the game earlier today. Watkins fakes the three. Very high dribble. His layup up and good.
His first points today, his fake out was so good that the entire Westville bench jumped up with the 3 fingers in the air. And as it turned out, he didn't even take the shot, driving instead for the layup over the calls for traveling from the Hebron fans.
25-23, Hebron leads by 2, 5:50 left in this third quarter of play. They tried to pass the ball inside to Cody Cruz, and it's picked off instead. A deep three from Cade Albers. He nails the three. Cade Albers, 12 points tonight, as now Hebron is going to take a timeout.
Jacob Everett on the Hebron sideline, incredulous at how his team could leave Cade Albers open, even from that distance. And Westville is going crazy. They are back on top, and what a shot from Cade Albers, a player that had actually gone off injured at one point earlier in the game, came back on, and when he hits shots like that, Westville fans have to be happy he can still play.
He has what you call in the gym range, meaning that if he's anywhere in the gym, he has the chance to hit the shot, whether it be he's up in the rafters, up high in the balcony, or if he's 2 feet from the basket.
He could very well be standing next to our camera in the top row of the bleachers and still hit a shot.
26-25. Westville now leads by 1 point after the deep three from Cade Albers. Also what one might call Steph Curry range.
I don't believe Westville's ever blown a 3-1 lead.
Come on now. I know you're a Cavs fan. I'm a Warriors fan. That's one thing I'm right at and you're wrong. Jeff Artuso with the ball and gives it near side to Tyler Patrick. And a three nailed. All right, Tyler Patrick, he has 6 points tonight for a couple of threes. A three by Tyrese Walker, he tries to answer it, no good.
That's just not a smart shot from Tyrese Walker. Obviously, you want to get that momentum back. You want to quiet down the Hebron fans, but you have to be smarter and you have to work the ball inside and settle for something better than a contested 27-foot three.
Good passing here by Hebron. Carson Roski with the ball down low. He turns, he's double teamed by Cade Albers and Chase Klozinski. He's able to get the ball back after it was tipped, but not again as Nate Albers comes up with the ball, gives it to his brother Cade near side.
Hebron calling for a foul on that turnover. They're not getting one, though.
Watkins drives, kicks it to Tyrese Walker.
Walker tried to throw it off the Hebron defender, and the defender managed to get his leg out of the way, and it rolls out of bounds, not out of bounds, but right to another Hawks player on an easy turnover.
As the Hebron student section, you see crowd surfs Santa, and a three rattles in and out from Tyler Patrick. Roski picks up the rebound, and he's blocked from behind. There's going to be a foul call. It's going to be against Carson Roski. That'll be, Chet Patrick.
Hebron fans were annoyed over that block. I don't see what issue they could have with that. Cade Albers was a full 2 feet above the head of the shooter on that play effort. That was an uncontested, that was one of the easiest blocks you ever see. One of the most beautiful as well.
Good pump fake by Klozinski, a three-pointer. Tyrese Walker, he nails the triple. As head coach Nathan Rosinski laughs and points at Tyrese Walker. That's one of those no, okay, that's a good shot. Westville leads by 1. They force the turnover. There's going to be a foul call and actually a travel.
And now it's the Westville fans tearing to go crazy on that travel call. And Hebron simultaneously saying that is a complete karma right there.
As the officials tell the Westville bench to stay seated. Carson Roski pump fakes, drives with his right hand, layup up and good. He has 8 points tonight. Watkins looks to drive baseline, gives it to Klozinski. They're going to call an offensive foul against Brandon Watkins.
And the celebrations from Jacob Everett, warning shouts of "tech him up" from the Westville fans. But again, the officials seeming disinterested, as you would expect, in anything the fans have to say about their calls tonight. And we've now hit the point in the game where the two student sections are starting to copy each other. Hebron starts to chant, and Westville immediately picks it up and continues it and gets louder with it.
Jeff Artuso, the ball top of the key. Goes around the horn. Artuso fakes the three. Tyler Patrick for three. Off the bank! He banked it in. Tyler Patrick with three-pointers tonight. 9 points. You can't help but just shake your head. Sometimes they just get that lucky. Cade Albers the drive. Tyrese Walker pulls it back. His three-pointer no good. They're going to call a 30-second timeout. Hebron, that is.
Momentum right now with the Hawks after that missed three for Westville. They're up 4. They've got the ball back after getting the rebound, calling that timeout. 1:51 to go here in the third quarter in a 4-point game. With the way Hebron has been shooting 3 threes from Tyler Patrick, another one from his brother Chad. You have to like your chances. Westville, of course, also has hit 4 threes, 2 for Tyrese Walker, 1 for Jacob DeChantel, 2 for Cade Albers, which would actually give them 5, So they've actually hit more threes than Hebron, but the Hawks have looked the better shooting team here in the third quarter. After Westville taking the lead, they've pushed it back out to the 4-point margin it was at the half.
On the court for the Hawks, it'll be Everett, Artuso, Tyler Patrick, Logan Ryan, and Cody Roski. For Westville, it'll be the Atkins brothers, or pardon me, Albers brothers, not Atkins, Albers. Also Tyrese Walker and Klozinski and Watkins as well. Watkins will bring it up far side. Tyrese drives, left-handed layup, no good. Second chance, blocked by Cody Roski. The kick ball against Westville and against Nate Albers. Chanto will come in. Tyrese Walker will take a seat on the bench.
Tyrese Walker's annoyed with himself. He knows he should have hit that layup. It was a beautiful up and under move, and he just left it short off the underside of the rim.
This Westville team will still have a pretty decent team next year. Tyrese Walker will be coming back, and so will Cade Albers and Chase Klozinski. That's 3 of the starters right there. They'll be back next season. They are only juniors.
They will have to find a replacement for Nate Albers, but he hasn't scored yet tonight. Seems to be in the process of that right now.
Tyler Patrick hits a 3-pointer. He's hit 4 of those tonight. He has 12 points. Cade Albers drives, layup, no good. 36-29. Hebron leads.
And they will hold for the final shot of the third quarter, and holding the ball is something they've shown very adept at today.
Two seconds left on the clock. A shot by Everett. He didn't realize how much time was left on the clock. 36-29. Hebron leads. Cody Cruz has checked back into the ball game. Colin, as the PCC tourney is starting to come to a close, what has been your most favorite thing about being here today?
Well, I do think it is obviously a special tournament, 94 years in running now. One of the things I love is how every school is still represented. Those Morgan players and lacrosse players that played in the game earlier, the girls' final, are now here. Some of them, including Cameron Stanko, sitting first row. You've got Morgan fans up top. You've got lacrosse fans still here. You've got Boone Grove fans. You've got fans from everywhere that are still here. Everyone showing up just because of the scale of this conference tournament. I think that's something you don't see in other conferences. The Duneland Athletic, obviously the biggest one in the area, you don't see that much. The GSSC, you don't see that as much. Here in the PCC with this tournament, that's one of the biggest things you see.
And I've always said that PCC is more than just basketball. It's family, it's community, and it's tradition.
You also have to give some respect to the student sections, many of them traveling. And even with the Hebron student section, who started the day with a theme of red and white, and for the final have switched to, I believe, what is a frat theme, although you also see a girl in a Flint Tropics jersey.
Well, loose ball on the floor. Klozinski comes up with it. Klozinski fakes the 3 in the near corner. 7:20 left in this fourth quarter of play, 36-29. Hebron leads. Foul call will go against Jacob Everett as Cody Roski comes into the ball game, and Logan Ryan will take a seat on the bench. A deep 3-pointer, and he hits it! Cade Albers!
That is one of the most incredible shots you will ever see in high school basketball. That's about akin to pointing at the 3-point line and stepping up from there and hitting it. What a shot from Cade Albers.
Absolutely ridiculous. While we tipped out of bounds, it'll stay with Hebron. And that was from behind the white volleyball line.
You want to talk about a way to capture momentum back. That is how you capture the momentum.
Kate Albers shot that one from about the cornfields. As loose ball on the floor, Albers comes up with it, gives it to DeChantel, and there's going to be a blocking foul against Artuso.
It's the second foul on Artuso, and you would think that for a player that's 5'7", he might garner a bit of sympathy on those charge block calls. No such sympathy there from the refs. They ding him for it, and 2 shots coming for DeChantel.
So DeChantel will go to the line, he'll shoot 2. The first one, no good. Chad Patrick comes into the ball game for Jeff Artuso.
And this is a big shot. If he hits this, it is a 3-point game. You can tie it with the 3 ball, and as we've seen, especially in Kate Albers, Westville loves to shoot the 3.
DeChantel, pardon me, his second free throw is good. He has 6 points tonight.
Half of those coming on free throws and the other one on a 3-pointer.
A 3 from Tyler Patrick. He hits the triple. "15 points tonight. He has hit 5 3-pointers. Pass to Watkins from Albers. Watkins gonna take a 3 of his own off the side of the iron, no good. Klozinski comes up with the rebound. Shot by Watkins. No good, but he was hacked on the play. Foul call was on Cody Cruz. That's his 3rd foul, the team's 4th.
Westville's done a good job of shutting down Cruz so far today. He only has 7 points after 23 in the semis.
Watkins' first free throw is good. He has just 3 points today.
And again, he was big in the morning, picking up 8 points, and in a 53-40 game, those 8 points are big.
Jeff Artuso will come back to the scorer's table. He'll come in after the made free throw from Watkins. (39-35). Hebron still leads. But it feels like there's been a lot of lead changes with the way the momentum has shifted quite often, but Hebron has maintained the lead just about the entire game. Cody Cruz's layup, no good. Nate Albers will take a 3. He bangs it in.
What a time for Nate Albers to get his first points of the game. We have a 1-point game, 5.5 to play, and this half of the gym here, beside to our right, the left on your screen, the Westville side going absolutely insane.
There's going to be a foul call against Brandon Watkins. That'll be his 2nd foul, the team's 2nd. This has been quite the ball game. We still have 5.5 minutes left to play in the 4th. Artuso will have the ball, top of the key. He's going to drive. His shot's blocked up against the backboard by Klozinski. And it'll be Hebron basketball after Artuso threw it off of Kate Albers' knee.
I have to say that is an amazing amount of excitement from the Hebron fans after their point guard just got blocked the way he did.
.5:11 left to play in the 4th. Hebron leads by 1, 39-38.
Westville seemingly content to let Hebron dribble it around, pass it around. They are trailing, even if it is just by 1.
Cody Cruz was fouled as he went up. He was held on the arm. A good call by the officiating crew. Klozinski gets tacked with the foul. That's his third foul.
Nathan Klozinski not happy about that one, but call's been made.
Cody Cruz misses the first free throw. Second free throw good by Cruz.
He's now up to 8 on the evening. This is a huge possession here for the Blackhawks. A chance to tie it, take the lead. If anything,
Brandon Watkins with the flush. And now it's a tie ball game, 40-40, as Artuso needs to get across the timeline. He does so. And one, Cody Cruz. Foul call will be on Brandon Watkins. That is his third foul.
Brandon Watkins went from a beautiful dunk to committing a foul and almost giving up a three-point play.
And the putback, no good. Cade Alvarez comes down with the defensive rebound. Klozinski now in transition. He gets the and one.
Chase Klozinski scored the opening basket of the game. He did not score again until that bucket, and he just drew the fourth foul on Cody Cruz and got this side of the gym going crazy. We have a tie game, a chance for Westville to take the first lead since the first quarter.
Logan Ryan will come into the ball game for Cody Cruz. He has 4 fouls. He'll take a seat on the bench what I would imagine to be a couple of minutes, because you can't really afford to not have him in the ball game. It's going to be up to Cody Roski now down low to take control.
Roski does have 8, but Logan Ryan, the other big man, yet to score.
Pass almost picked off by Watkins. .335 left to play in the fourth. Westville leads by 1. 43-42. Tyrese Walker has now come back to the scorer's table. Chad Patrick will take a three-pointer off the back iron, no good.
If you're Hebron, you will take that shot anytime. Patrick can hit threes, just didn't get that one to go down. And now 3 minutes to go. Huge possession here for Westville. Points would be paramount over anything. Running time, anything, you need points.
Westville leads by 1, just under 3 minutes to play. Drive by DeChantel, and there's going to be a foul call. Foul call will go against Cody Roski. This will be Roski's second.
Jacob DeChantel's last 4 points all coming from free throws, getting him up to 7 on the night before this one.
Second free throw by DeChantel is good. Tyrese Walker will come into the ballgame for DeChantel. DeChantel comes out of the ball game. Walker will come in.
Don't count Hebron out of this one. They have hit 6 3-pointers today. 5 of them from number 32, Tyler Patrick, who's camped out on the far side.
Deep three, Tyler Patrick off the front of the iron, and that'll go out of bounds.
That's the second possession in a row for Hebron where they took a three-pointer, and you are perfectly fine with that. If that is the shot you get as Coach Steinhilber, you are happy with how your team ran their offense. An open three-pointer for your top shooter today, Tyler Patrick, just unable to get it to fall down, left it a bit short, a bit more arm strength, and would have been splashing through the bottom of the net.
Coach Steinhilber, also the athletic director at Hebron High School. Drive by Albers, kick to his brother Nate. Nate's three-pointer off the back iron, no good. Artuso now looking to run the floor.
However, on this possession, Hebron should not settle for three. It would be smart for them to try to go for two and accept being down one still.
There's going to be a foul call against Klozinski. That is 4 fouls on Chase Klozinski. That'll be the 15th foul.
At this point, there's really only one player you can bring off the bench to replace him. That's Jacob DeChantel, who just came off the floor. The only other player to come off the bench today for Westville, Alex Schmidt. They've only used 7 players in this game.
It'll be a 30-second timeout taken by Hebron.
It's the second timeout taken by the Hawks. We've only seen 3 timeouts. Of course, in college and high school, every team getting 4. But in college, a lot more use of timeouts to stem the flow or stem the bleeding, whenever a team's giving up long runs. You don't see that much in high school. Lacrosse, when they went on a 22-2 run, they gave up. No timeouts used in that span. Teams in high school preferring to let their players play it out. Or it is rare to see one, but of course, with just 1:49 to go, you do need to get the best play possible for this possession.
45-42, Westville leads. Cody Roski takes the inbounds pass.
That play was set up for Tyler Patrick in the corner.
Cody Roski gets the layup to go.
Instead, Carson Roski puts it in. That play was all set for Tyler Patrick for a corner 3 after he had inbounded it. Instead, they get it inside for a quick and easy 2. And that cuts it back to a 1-point deficit.
As now Chet Patrick will be face guarding Cade Albers. What that means is that off ball, he is still right up in his face, trying to not let him get the ball. 1:18 left to go in the fourth. Hebron trails by 1 lone point. Brandon Watkins with the ball on the far side. There's going to be a timeout taken by head coach Nathan Rosinski, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout.
There's the second Westville timeout, so they just were going nowhere on that offensive possession. Very nearly a traveling call on Nate Albers. Very nearly a turnover at the same time, even without the travel. It had no momentum going, no way to get forward. Hebron doing a very good job defensively of keeping them ahead and not letting anything go inside.
Jacob Everett will check into the ball game for Hebron. .106 left to play in the fourth quarter. 45-44. Westville leads by 1. On the court for the Blackhawks, it's Walker, the Albers brothers. Also Watkins and Klozinski for Hebron. It's Artuso, Roski, Cruz, Everett, and Chad Patrick. Now under 1 minute remaining in regulation. 45-44. Cade Albers needs to work on his own, gets a screen from Klozinski, drives near side. Tyrese Walker for 3, no good. Ball tipped around. Cody Cruz will come down with it. There's going to be a foul call. Foul call on Nate Albers.
Because that was officially an offensive, that was only the 6th foul on Westville, I was about to say. But now both teams on 6 fouls. Neither team has a foul to give. You can't intentionally foul just to stem the flow there of the offense. Now next foul will be a 1-and-1 free throws.
35 seconds remaining. Hebron trails by 1 point. This smells a lot like an overtime game, if you're asking me. Under 30 seconds now. Cody Cruz with the ball. He's going to turn, fake, layup. It's good! Hebron leads by 1.
20 seconds to go. Here we go.
Nathan Albers fakes the three-pointer. 10 seconds remaining. Hebron up by 1. There's going to be a timeout taken.
8.3 seconds to go. You could not ask for a better finish to this game. Oh, my fault.
As it's getting so wild, even we're getting bumped around down here. We're in the midst of the action and the crowd.
I have never been to a PCC tournament before this day, and I can say I don't know that I want to miss another one. The fans are great here. The players have been playing their hearts out. The coaches extolling every ounce of energy these players have. And we are, yes, we may not have hit 50 points, but we are about to get one of the most exciting finishes you can. 8 seconds, 1 shot for Westville. A foul of any kind means free throws for the Blackhawks. This is one of the most pressure-packed situations for the players, but also one of the most fun. You know, you're either going to walk out as a hero or walk out as a goat.
So let's reset the situation for you. 46-45. Hebron leads by 1 after a Cody Cruz layup. 9 seconds remaining, 9.3. They put another second up on the clock. On the court for the Blackhawks, they have the possession arrow in their favor. It's going to be Cade Albers, Brandon Watkins, Tyrese Walker, Chase Klozinski, and Nate Albers. For Hebron, it's going to be Everett, Artuzo, Chad Patrick, Cody Cruz, and also Carson Roski.
Got to get it inbounds first.
The ball was swatted away, and they're going to say it's going to remain Westville basketball. 1 second had drained off the clock.
But now you go from inbounding on your side of the court where you could theoretically throw it in and immediately take a three-point shot to inbounding from under the far side basket. A huge swing there. And that was also the final Westville timeout. They have none remaining. You would imagine, though, if you're Hebron, you could potentially try to not even let them get the ball in, force them into something like that. They have no timeouts. You could draw a 5-second call. You could draw traveling, all sorts of things you could draw.
And the beauty of PCC, even fans that are from different schools standing with their hands on their head.
I'd say roughly the only group of fans not standing on the cross, and that's pretty understandable considering what happened to the girls' team just a couple of hours ago, but every other school in this gym represented on their feet. This is one of the best PCC tournament finishes you'll ever see in 94 years.
Last year was almost just as good between Washington Township and Boone Grove. It came down to the closing seconds, just like this one did, or just like this one is. All right, so 46-45, Hebron leads by 1 lone point, 8.9 seconds on the clock. Westville has to go the length of the floor. They have no timeouts remaining, no fouls to give for either team.
But all they need is a 2-point basket to win at 8.9 on the clock.
Pass into Klozinski, and it's going to be a loose ball. Cade Albers with it. He's going to give the ball to Brandon Watkins. No foul call. Nate Albers makes a bucket, and they're going to call a timeout. There will be a timeout called. Everybody calm down.
They will have to add time on the clock. He hit that with over a second to go. Now 0.2 on it. They should add time, but what a finish to this game, and what a big basket by Nate Albers. He had just 3 points coming into this one, and he hits it in the final 5 seconds to potentially give his team their first ever PCC title.
They're going to put 2.1 seconds up on the clock. Hebron trails by 1 lone point, 47-46.
So in theory, all they will need is 2. The only way you can get that, though, is by throwing a Hail Mary pass and putting in a layup from there. Realistically, this is going to be a 3-point shot to win it. They'll get one chance, and if you're looking for anyone, number 32, Tyler Patrick, again, 15 points, all of them coming on 3-pointers. You have to imagine Westville are looking to keep the ball out of his hands at all costs. Potentially that could mean at the risk of leaving someone wide open to double team Patrick. Maybe they leave open someone like Carson Reski or Cody Cruz, who they don't think would be able to shoot that 3. in order to double team someone like Tyler Patrick, who's hit 5.
It was a full timeout by Hebron as Coach Steinhilber will draw up a play for his Hawks squad. 2.1 seconds on the clock. This is exactly what you asked for the final game of PCC, the 94th annual PCC Conference Tournament.
And since they left and rejoined, Westville have never won a PCC title. That is on the line in 2.1 seconds. They could for the first time ever.
47-46. The inbounder will be Chad Patrick. He's going to run the baseline, passes it in to Tyler Patrick. His full court heave is no good. Westville PCC boys champions.
And the students storm the court. What a game we have just witnessed. Oh my. The tears flowing for Tyrese Walker. The tears flowing for Nate Albers, who ends up hitting the winning shot as a senior with 2.1 seconds to go. Absolutely incredible.
If we could please clear the floor so we can get to the award ceremony.
47-46. Westville winners. As the students clear the floor, as they will start the cutting of nets and also the trophy ceremony.
Please clear the floor so we can get to the award ceremony. Thank you.
On the other side for Hebron, coming so close, one heave away from that title. They fall just short, but what a game from the Hawks, leading for most of it. Westville, though, in the final minutes, able to come back and take this one.
As the players now shake hands. Tears of joy for one team, tears of sorrow for the other. Westville will win their first ever PCC tournament.
There were some great performances out there for Hebron. 15 for Tyler Patrick, 10 for Carson Resky, 12 for Cody Cruz. But in the end, they fall just agonizingly short, 1 point away from that title. And all they can do is stare longingly at the trophy that'll be presented, because they know they were very close, oh so close, to holding it themselves.
We welcome you back to Couch High School, where Westville is a winner over Hebron High School. They claim their first ever boys PCC championship victory. We apologize for any technical difficulties that we may have had. Westville winners 47-46 over Hebron. Paintball, Colin Thompson. Colin, what are some things that you took away from this ball game that Westville can use throughout the rest of the season as they go into playoff time here in the following weeks.
Well, Westville trailed for most of this game, yet still managed to go out and win it in the final seconds. The resilience to not give up on this ball game, to not let Hebron's big shots get to them, to not let some of the fouls get to them, to keep the composure and go all the way and finish this one off basket, excuse me, with 2.1 seconds left, and the end winning it for them. They have so much resilience, so much fight in this team. Absolutely incredible performance from them.
And what are some things that you think Hebron can take away from this ball game? They played a heck of a game. They held tight with Westville. They led almost the entire ball game up until the very end, 47-46, Westville winners. Colin, what are some things that Hebron can take away from this ball game to apply to the rest of the season?
For roughly 25 minutes of this game, Hebron were the better team. They were hitting shots. They were playing well defensively, not allowing Westville chances. Those other 7 minutes where they self-destructed, where Westville had the better opportunities, hit the threes, and then in the final seconds got the layup to win it. If Hebron can say, hey, we did better for 25 minutes, now let's work on those 7 other minutes. If they can get that down, they'll have it. They got some great performances, and 5 3-pointers from Tyler Patrick. If you can keep up stats like that, you'll win most of the games you play.
And we'll end with this. Colin, what are your final thoughts? Your first ever PCC tournament. Colin, what are your final thoughts about this?
Absolutely incredible. As a student at Valparaiso, 2,000 students. We could probably fit our school in this gym alone, and there's 8 schools in this gym right now. It was absolutely amazing. The energy, the passion that you see, you don't see that anywhere else. And all for a golden ball, and then the recognition that you are the PCC champions.
So for the final time, Westville winners over Hebron, 47-46. They claim their first ever PCC boys championship. Also earlier on tonight, Morgan Township had beaten La Crosse 47-27. That was the girls championship game. Just a reminder, every single game on the boys side are all available online on thecube.com. All of the games are audio only except for the championship game here tonight. This game will also be available online for you to go back and watch as well as the girls championship game as well. My name is Peyton Ball. He's Colin Thompson. This is a Porter County Career Center production. We hope that you enjoyed it. For the final time, we say goodnight from Couts High School.